everybody, it's Patricia and welcome back to my channel. It's time now to discuss new releases that are tugging on my no-buy. And I've got quite a few, and I learned to put the picture in the picture. And I have a dog right here, and I was trying to get him to, so you can see him. Come here. Nope, he's going right under my chair. So he's huge, but he won't jump up. Oh well. Okay, let me get my phone up. I do use Trend Moods 1 on Instagram to see all the new releases. And I'm not showing you all new releases. I'm showing you what interests me and what's making me think, oh man, I kind of want that. And there are a few eyeshadow palettes. It's usually eyeshadow palettes. But there's another thing in here that's kind of tugging on me, but I have found a reason not to buy it. And I think I found a reason not to buy all these things. Okay, the first thing, I'll scoot over a little. My picture will be here. It's the new Norvina palette, the new mini palette. What is it called? The Mini Pro Pigment Palette Volume 3. It sells for $29. And it has that real pretty Tiffany blue, which, guys, you know I love Tiffany. I love Tiffany jewelry. I have jewelry. My glasses are Tiffany. So, yeah, I love that with the cherries, the red cherries. I like those two colors together. I've got to try to figure out how to do an eye look with those two colors together, because my mind is like, I don't know how that's going to look. And these colors, there's 3 bright pops of red from what I can tell. One's a pink. When you at the swatches, I hopefully will have the swatches up here for you as well. There's one bright pink, there's one bright red, and then there's a little deeper red. There's a true green, a sky blue, and then, oh, there's another red. Yeah, there's too many reds that are just alike. They could have redone that. There are 3 duochromes that I cannot reproduce. And the reason I can't reproduce them is because I've not swatched this. And I don't have a lot of duochromes. You guys know duochromes is pulling at me. Those are pretty. But I don't think that's enough to make me want to buy this palette. When I first saw this palette, man, I wanted it. So let me get my stash I brought in here. For the base color, just the beige, I got that in all palettes. But that one's a duochrome, so I'm looking at the mattes. So for the reds, I have my little Huda red palette, and look, even that kind of pinky one. That one's the kind of pinky one. And then here's the red. I don't know how well they're swatching, but, and then the deep red. See, I think that's pretty good for those reds. And there is shimmers in here as well. And then for the green, I have my Huda. And that is, it's green. So let's swatch that. There's my green. And then for the blue, I've got my Tarte Icy Bitch palette. And there is this blue right here. It's lighter than the blue that is in that palette, but you can always kind of mix. Let me see what I'm doing here. You can mix 2 shades together and you've got that blue. So there we go. I don't think I need the Norvina palette. I've talked myself out of it. I don't need it. I would like to take those colors. If you're interested in me trying to do an eye look with that little palette, similar shades, let me know and I'll do a video and we'll see if we can replicate an eye look. But that palette, I don't know. Next, Natasha Denona has a new smaller palette. It's the $65 size palette, and it's the Love palette. And when I've got it right here, I saw that, I was like, yeah, I love that. And then I realized it looks like almost 75% of my eyeshadow collection. I have all those shades. We've just went over reds. Last week we went over purples. We went over pinks. I have all those shades. I don't need this palette. I don't need it. It was the packaging that pulled me in, just like with the Norvina. It's the packaging. And I have to look beyond packaging and just realize I have these shades. Yeah, I might have to pull out several different palettes, but I have these shades. So I'm skipping it. Next is a face palette. It's powder. It's from Too Faced. It's a trio compact illuminating pressed powder. It's the Born This Way, the new Naturals collection. And it's the packaging. I think that looks so pretty. And I'm like, man, you know, that's not an eyeshadow palette. Maybe I'll think about that. Then I remember, not this past Christmas, but Christmas was before, I spent $80 on this, on my Hourglass palette. Look right there. I still haven't used these a whole lot. I don't need to be buying this Too Faced. I don't need it. Don't need it at all. So it was the packaging that kind of drew me in. Next is another Natasha Denona release. It goes along with the Love palette. And it is their new, let's see what the exact name of it is. Love Glow Cheek Palette. It sells for $55. I looked at that and I'm just like, the very first blush and glow I wanted. And I kept thinking about it, and then I decided no. This one, first time I looked at it, I'm like, man, I want that. I think it's all the different textures and patterns that are in the palette that is calling to me. But then, and the outside of the palette has got the glitter, you know, that just gets me. But when you look at them swatched, they're all very shimmery. I am not a huge fan of shimmer blushes. I don't care for it. I like my blushes to be more matte, maybe a little bit of a satin, but not a straight out shimmery blush. So I didn't have to try to find dupes for this, because once I saw the swatches, I'm like, no, I don't think I want that. Don't think I want that at all. Next, I'm going to show you these. Viseart has some new lips. The Moisture Boost Oil Lip Shine. I didn't look for dupes for these because I have colors like this in my collection. I know I do. So my dog is eating something. What are you eating, dog? I don't know. What he found. Anyway, I think I've got swatches here. They're very pretty. Fleur is really pretty. Cerise is pretty. I don't need them. For some reason, I look at them and I want them. Maybe when my no buy is over, this might be what I put down for this month, for what I'm interested in. For the month of February, that at the end of the year, if I'm still interested in it, I might purchase one. And if I purchase one, I think it would be Fleur. But I have so many like it. But this is a lip oil, and I love lip oils. So that's a maybe. I don't have a lip oil, those colors. In fact, I don't have any lip oils right now at all in my collection. And then I think this is next, it's the new ColourPop You Are a QT. Man, these cool tone purples are just... Yeah, this one I really want. And I just want the palette. I'm not interested in this Super Shock. I'm not buying any more Super Shock items because they dry out too fast and I end up throwing them away. So the palette sells for $18. And there is a nude, some browns, which I have in my collection. Let me see if I can find some swatches. Do I have any swatches? I don't have any swatches saved. I wish I did. That Kiss Me color is really pretty. There is a couple of glitters in it that I'm not going to try to replicate. But I thought I would pull out some palettes. I love that matte, cool, smoky purple, lilac shade. So anyway, I'm just going to show some palettes that I think can replicate some of these colors. My Tartelette in Bloom is kind of along that. I'll put it over here because I'm going to leave that palette up here. I think that's kind of a little bit of the vibe. I pulled out my Modern Renaissance because that tells me that's that purple for me. Love Note. Let me swatch it. Love Note. I think that's pretty good. I think that gets that one pretty good. And of course, the browns and light shades definitely in that one. And then I pulled out my Moonspell palette because, again, here's my Moonspell. This color Sarah is also a nice, it's a little darker, but that works good. And then there's some like shimmers in here that might kind of work. I don't have anything exact because, you know, you just don't. This is my Morphe palette. This is the 15N, the Night Master. This has all the feels of this ColourPop palette. So this one I think is the winner. I think this pretty much can take the place of that ColourPop palette for me. I don't think I need to look any farther. I think that's it. There's no reason I need that ColourPop palette now. So I thought that one is a great dupe if you happen to have that. If you don't, you know, there is nothing wrong with the ColourPop palette. But I am on a no-buy. Yes, puppy. Also, let me get back in here. Next, I have a new Viseart palette. And if you will look, this is called the Paris Edit palette. Okay, the name's got me. It's Paris. But look at the colors. Is that not exactly what I've been showing you? Do not all these palettes look so much alike? So, this one, it calls to me, but it's just like the one before, the ColourPop. It's so similar. And so, yeah, I'll have to pass on that, although I did want it. I did want it. And then last is this new Laura Mercier Face Illuminator. It's $45 each. Comes in Affection and Sensation. Look at those shimmery highlights. I don't need highlight. I have plenty of highlighter in my collection. Those, it just look so pretty. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I think I want. They're pretty. They're pretty and I want them. But I don't need them, definitely. And especially not for $45 each. So I will pass on those. So if there's anything that I might, at the end of the year, might still want, might be a lip oil from Viseart. Maybe one of the lip oils. But nothing else really. I think I have satisfied my need for these other products with what I've got. So if y'all enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And any questions or comments, leave them down below. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.